Hello and welcome to the Athlete's Voice. This is a show, the first of its kind in Uganda. It's a show where athletes get to express themselves. It's a show that gives the athlete the mileage. It's a show that connects the world to the Ugandan athletes, purely Ugandan athletes. This is UGathletix. My name is Francis Onyango, and I'm going to be your co-host together with
Mildred Gamba, Tatan Banners Athletics Club, the leading club in Uganda that has organized 3 Grand Prix that have been the outstanding Grand Prix. And here today we are with the future Olympian, Shida Leni, and she's here to share her journey of how she has made it into athletics and the troubles and challenges she has faced, especially towards the Olympics with the lockdown, and given that Uganda right now is in a second lockdown. So she will share with us her journey, and hopefully we can inspire other athletes out there who are almost giving up.
Thank you very much, Frances. And my mentor, I call her mentor because she's always there to mentor me, Mildred Gamba. My name is Shida Leni, and I'm a 400-meter record holder for Uganda. And I'm so happy to be here today with
also the 200.
Also the 200.
I know, also the 200. So.
Well, Shida has broken,
and 4x4.
Shida has so many, she's broken the record so many times that I think she forgets how many records she has. And I think she forgets how many records she has broken. So, well, great going, Shida.
Thank you.
So, how has it been? First of all, how has your week been? How has been your week this week?
My week has been not good because we're under lockdown. I just returned back from my first circuit European runs. So I just returned back, and in lockdown, as you have seen, everyone is under lockdown. So I'm still catching up with it. And you see, on Monday I went for my vaccine, and it was a nightmare to me because you hear very many rumors from others, and then you're asking, will I also be like that? So that's it also came in. But all in all, I'm catching up. Like yesterday, I went for training, and coming back, I had a terrible fever. I was like, no way. I even called my mentor here, but eventually I'm fine, and I think it's a normal thing. So I'm already okay, so it's fine.
So do you encourage others to go for the vaccine?
Yeah, actually I do, because you can't hear a word from someone because people have different words, and others they take it negatively, positively, so no one know about anything until if you go there. That's the time when you believe, it's not the way people are talking out there. Because actually me myself, I was fearing it, but when I came, I vaccinate myself, I'm okay. Yeah.
Actually, just to correct, Shida thought it was the vaccine. Until when I asked her, I'm like, okay, so what workout did you do? She told me I did 300 times 1. I'm like, okay. 250 times 1, like, fire. 200 times 1, 150 times 1. I was like, don't worry, that is just the workout. Just sleep. When you wake out, you'll be fine. And she's running 1-1. No, when you're in training, when they tell you to run 1, you run all out. So you're doing 300, 250. 200, 150, my dear, you're going to fall sick after that workout.
Viewers, Shida is a living legend in Uganda. For me, she is a legend already. She is not yet retired. She is not yet about to think about retirement. She has already done so much in the athletics world, especially by the fact that she has broken. How many times have you broken the 400 meters record?
7. I can't remember. I don't know.
7. I remember because her coach, she's actually trained by Kevin and Sue O'Connor,
yes.
So great credit to her. And actually what we also need to mention is Shida was never a sprinter. Shida was a long jumper for Ndeje University. So then Kevin and Sue O'Connor picked her up, and they turned her into a 400-meter runner. And what is remarkable about this is the fact that Kevin and Sue were never sprint coaches. You understand? Because they were behind the Grace Birunjis, Achola Janat, Nyakisi, all those guys turning into successful athletes. They're the reason behind that. So imagine coming from the background of middle distance to sprints. It's a very big shift. So, but they did see the potential in Shida, and they were like, we are willing to learn. So they have been on a learning journey with her. changing somebody from long jump into the national record holder into a world university silver medalist, in the 400 meters.
I watched the race.
Yes, and then the 4x4 All Africa Games bronze medalist, which I believe they could have run better, except that she had a slight injury, which is part of running. Into somebody who has gone to the world relays, into a world champion ship runner, into a 2-time Commonwealth semi-finalist. I mean, All Africa Senior, she's been a 2-time finalist. These are not mean feats,
Yeah.
Yes, maybe like most of the times we tend to appreciate medals. But if you've been an athlete, you know what it means to even just qualify for an event. So getting coaches who have been into middle distance to shift a long jumper into a world-class
sprinter
athlete, that is remarkable, and they deserve. In fact, that Heroes Day, they deserve that medal for the Heroes Day. Like, honestly speaking, if I was the president, I would just give it to them.
Yeah. So Shida,
Yeah.
I want to ask you, if before we go into the gist of the Olympics,
Okay.
take me through your typical 400 meters race. On your marks, set, bah. What do you be thinking on your marks? Because I see you looking down, and sometimes, and then what is going on in the mind? And then when you take off, and then you curve, then you go, then you curve again, and then
that's going to hit your 300.
Take me through what goes on in the 400 meters, a typical 400 meters race.
Like to me in 400, if I'm going for my race in 400, I know I tend to have a lot of reasoning in my head, but sometimes once I'm out of the core room, or the last core room, or the first core room, wherever, but I'm here now on the track in my lane, whatever, lane 1, lane 8, mostly lane 8, 9, mostly.
I was going to ask, why do they like giving you that lane? Anyway.
No, they don't like it, but it's the line draw.
Yeah.
So once the draw is there, but almost like mostly my line draws are those outside lanes. So once you're there, you need to be focused, because you don't think about other things. Now there, to me, I normally put God first. That is what I always have in my mind. So I normally go there in the line, I put God first, and then I just reason, you are here, you have to do your best, and I have to give it all what I can. So that's always what I think at that moment, till when the race is over.
So
Yeah.
in the first 100, you're telling them, okay.
In the first 100, I don't even think about anything, because it's a long journey. It's still a long way. So you will start thinking that you can do something. You can start gauging yourself when you are now in the last back straight, coming where you are, checking where you are. Like I can remember my third last race this year, in this month. I was in lane 8, but the guys with whom we were competing, I think I have the second slowest time as a PB. So when I was going for that race, I was in lane 8. First of all, I started in the stag, I was like, I looked at everyone, I was like,
Okay.
what will I do here? So, but I just kept in. But reaching 250, everyone had curved me. Reaching 300, seriously, whoever watched that race in Geneva, I was the last, reaching 300. But the way I ran the last 100, I don't know how, but I found myself passing people. So it's just like that. So sometimes in my races, I don't think of
You
anything.
just told them, I can chase this guy.
Because when I saw myself and I saw 300, I was ready. Guys were there, I was here. I said, you can run, you can do something. Just that thing just came to my mind. That's the time when I started running. And indeed, it happened.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
So Shida, let's walk through the Olympic journey.
My Olympic journey, it has not been easy one. It is really a tough one. A tough one. Because we first start with lockdowns and so on. stadium was not open, and particularly me as a 400-meter runner, I need not to run on grass much of my times, but I took long to be on grass before the stadium was open, because I remember the stadium was put as a treatment center for COVID. So it was a bit challenging to me and some other sprinters also, and some other runners also as well. So it has not been easy. The journey has been hard. So sometimes I even sit down, will I really make it? Because I was always there asking myself, questioning, because you go and run and you're not running the times you're expecting, and the Olympic qualification time is deep. So I could ask myself, and my mentors here, I'm always worried, because me, I like disturbing her. I actually, every day I have to disturb her, questioning myself, and she's there asking me and so on. She's there to motivate me and give me that courage.
Me, on the contrary.
So, so when we reached, I think it's May, times are moving fast. I was like, the times are going and I'm not running the times. So eventually, right now I'm under management. My manager, when he communicated with me, was like, because at first what I didn't know was Olympics qualification has two systems. Qualification by ranking and individual qualification.
By time.
Yeah, by time. So I didn't know that, because I was just there. But when she was like, she looked at them and then she was like, your world ranking might make you through. Don't worry and just focus and lower it down.
Actually, my exact word was, one foot is in Tokyo.
Yeah.
One is still here.
Yeah,
but as we got closer, I told her 1.5 feet is in Tokyo, because she was number 34 and she wasn't moving from there.
Yeah. So when eventually when time goes by, because it was real, because I was doing all what I could, but the times were not coming, And then I was asking myself, and then she was like, don't worry, you know how the journey has been. It's not like 219 or 218 there, because it has been a tough journey. You remember the whole of 220, nothing.
Yeah.
I can remember when I went to Kenya, I only trained for 1 week. When I went for continental, yeah. I only trained for 1 week. So again here, I didn't train like the way I was supposed to train. And Olympics is there, boom. So it was really a bit, I was frustrated and so on. So when I reached Europe again, I expected I'm supposed to run fast. Climate-wise, everything, I was not running. I was just stuck on 52, Always even sometimes I could cry. I said, my dream is not going to come. I really need it, because it was my dream. I want to become an Olympian. And I'm not achieving it. Why? So I could call her and I talked to her. She could guide me, advise me, just be focused. Don't be under tension. Enjoy it. Just put in your mind that this is fun and the time will start coming. That eventually, when she started talking to me like that, and my manager also is also talking to me the same way, when I put my mind down and towards the end, now the times, I started running lowering the times to 51. And then when I saw my ranking is now also, my ranking is moving high, is improving. Now she was like, you see, I told you, one leg is already in Olympics, one leg is here. And then when my last race in Europe was in Italy, and then she was like, I think that race, you will go. In Olympics, you will achieve your dreams. It will make your ranking has improved. So I was like, I hope so. When they told me your ranking is there, and then, but they need the final confirmation on, I think, 29th. Then, but if you look at the races already, and they're all done, because right now, I'm so proud. I call myself, seeing myself in Tokyo, seeing myself an Olympian, and I'm achieving my dream. I'm so happy with it, and I would like to thank God and my coaches and my mentor and my manager, entire management and so on, and my fans and so on for their prayers and so on and the support. So
Yeah, you're just
so
a fan.
happy.
And actually, just to mention on the world ranking, if you look at Africa, Shida is ranked number 3. When you go to the World Athletics website and you check the world ranking, you'll find there are 2 Namibians ahead of her, and she's number 3. And what made me so confident that she was going to make it through world ranking, when you looked at the times, because Nigeria always qualifies about 2 people in the 400, but this time around their top runners, they didn't have anyone qualifying straight away in the 400. And then also Botswana was also always there as a threat for Africa, you know, with Monsho and Christine and all those. They would have almost 3 girls in the 400, the World Championship or Olympics, but none of them is there. So definitely, you know, God also works on people's side. So God must have seen the training, the dedication, because I have to say, like, Shida is one of the most dedicated athletes you can ever find.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you very much.
Welcome back from the break. We are still here with our Olympian, Shida Leni, and I think for me, regardless of the journey, it's always good to go back to the start. So I have heard this story very many times because actually with Shida, with Titan Banners, we have a project that we run, empowering girls through sports, where we go to different districts, get 100 girls, introduce them to athletics, have role models like Shida, Annette Kabasindi, and other top female athletes share their story and their journey to inspire others. So I would really love for our viewers to listen to Shida's story and where she came from to become the Olympian.
I'm not from a rich family. I came from a poor family. Someone from Arua, in a village and a district called Terego. I'm from Arua, a district called Terego. Actually, I'm a Teregian by tribe. Though entirely I grew up in Arua and Arua district, but I'm a Teregian. So here I'm simple to come and share my story with the viewers and the young upcoming ones in sports and so on. Whatever you're doing, not even sports alone, but I think my message can help someone to get that motivation. I want to start with my sporting career. I was not a runner. I was doing very many things. Like me, I was good at netball, because I look at netball at first like it's my talent. Though I grew up in a family where my dad was not there. I knew my dad when I was in senior 2. I grew up entirely with my mom. She sells, I can't call it a restaurant or a hotel, but she calls it hotel, so I have to take it like that because it's just like something you construct a papyrus, then you put their iron sheet, and then you sit out and you call people to come and eat food.
The hotels in West Nile.
Yes. So I call it like that.
In Uganda they call it water.
That is what she do to raise us up with entirely. Like what she does is I sell, I use the money immediately to feed my kids. So that's what she's doing, and she has been doing up to today. She's still in it. Though I personally, I feel I need to remove her out of that. It's enough for her. I need to do that, and it's in me, and I will do it, God willingly. So yeah, she could stay with us because, you know, in Africa, this thing, they believe African tradition whereby if a girl stays home, like she's not studying and she's home, and the village people, the elders, they look at her like a good of months is at home, they start debating she's good to be given to marriage, you know. So, but she knew when my dad was not there, she was doing all that to, particular because I'm the last born, though she had some kids from auntie's kids, she brought them home, she's also raising them, and then I was the last for her. So her eyes were all on me and with other kids, but in the process of raising us up and financially she's not stable and everything was hard for her. She had a lot of challenge. So when I completed primary, she didn't want sports to me, but all along what she want was, I want to educate you, I want you to become someone great. But in that process, she only have what she's having at the moment will not raise me up to that extent. She will not achieve her dreams. So since me, I was doing my sports. When I completed my primary, I was in high school, like senior one. I kept on doing my sports. She could say, no, I don't want that to you. But me, I could resist because if I see she has gone to her workplace, me, I go and join others. I go and do I go there with sports, I play, and then I come back. But eventually it was helping me because I was taking it like a fun, but I didn't know. Now when I completed senior 4, things had become very hard. She said, you know what, you're going to stay home. That's the time when she started teaching me how to knit, like making tablecloths, how to knit mats and making them, sewing them. She said, you know, you do these things so that tomorrow I don't have money, we sell them, and then with the little I have, I will keep for you, save for you, and then I'll compile them, and then I send you to school. Even if you don't go to senior 5 and senior 6, but at least let me take you either to a teaching course or something like that. You become someone great. That's what she wanted to me. Then I stayed home, and she was also looking into that, like if I'm not doing those things, she's a woman, the elders will come and check me like, this girl is already matured for them, because even if you're not 20 years old, so long as you're at home, you have grown, you have grown up, like you're already mature for them. They can give you a hand in marriage. So she was doing that to protect me. Yeah, that one. She was doing it. So when I completed senior 4, the results came out. Life was very hard. I think sometimes I could take time, I share my pics. I have some pics, village pics. I think there's a time I just shared because I was just looking at it. I felt emotional. I said, this is where I came. This is where I came from. I share it up. But people didn't know why I shared it out. But to me, it was something great. Now, when I stayed home, because I was a good netballer, though I was not much into athletics, I used only love long jump. That is what I don't train for it because it's just jumping. I go and I do it. Once I jump, once I do it, no one will win me. So I just go for it. But in netball, I can commit myself. I do training. I was a good netballer. Everyone knows me in Arua because of netball, not running. Now, when I stayed home, the head teacher, like a month, people at school, but I'm at home. The head teacher had to ask the sports head,
Master.
master. Then they were like, let me catch up with the friends, and I ask where is she, or she has changed school or whatever. So when one of the friends shared that story with the games master, and then they took to the head teacher. The head teacher was actually, now I cannot remember his name, but I can just remember Olanya. But Olanya, who I don't know the other name now, I forgot the other name. Yeah. So that's the time when he said they should call me. They called me. I came to school. He said I share my story with him, and then he felt touched and so on, that you are talented. I can't allow that. Then he gave me a scholarship from senior 5 to senior 6. And then when I came and shared it with my mom, it was like, how? It was a shocking story for her. I was like, how? I don't want these issues whereby she's now started advising. I said, to me, I just took it aside. I said, Mom, you have started. Then she went to confirm it up to school. That's the time when the head teacher talked to her, because at least my mom can speak Acholi somehow. So they were there.
You spoke Gangang.
Yeah. So when they gave me that, I completed senior 6 and so on. Though after completing, because I knew he will not now support me to go and join university or advance again. So, but I really appreciated his effort. He really put it a lot on me by that time. So with that's the reason why always, if I talk to people outside or to the young ones, I always say, please put God first, but always be disciplined in whatever you are doing. Always be focused and be disciplined. You will never know. Today you will not have, but someone, because of you someone might come out. Is seeing you.
And the potential.
Yeah, and the
ability.
Yeah, someone is seeing you out there. You might not end up being where you are. It can bring you somewhere, So that's the time when I after senior 6, and then I was like, here now, because there my dad was around. I'm not going to share much about my dad. I know someone might ask, why your mom? Because I'm talking about mom because she's the one who started with me from day one. Not that my dad was not there. If my dad was there, he could have helped too, but because of political reasons, I'm not going to share that.
Which is fine. You're entitled to that. You don't have to share. We just focus on you and whatever. Yes.
So when I completed senior 6, my dad was there. Though he didn't have anything, but he has that, like, he loved sports. He really loved sports. My dad loved sports. Even he could tell my mom, no, take slow. Let her do it. You will never know where it will take her.
Yes.
Who knows, it might be the So when my dad said that to mom started picking, because mom didn't study, but she was like, I want her to study because I want her to become someone great. Yeah. So she started understanding what my dad was explaining to her, and so on. Now, when I competed, and then it was now in 2012 when I completed 2012. Now university, campus life. I want to join campus. It was there with me. I want to join campus, but we don't have money. We don't have resources that can take me to campus. So my dad was like, we're going to take you to UCC, Pakwach. That one, I can afford it for you. Yes. Me, I didn't give up. I said, okay. I accepted it. I said, okay, fine. 2012, people are coming to national trials. They were taking district per district. Now me, I've never known Kampala, not city, not even crossing like Nebi. I've never crossed Nebi. I even don't know how city looks like. Nothing. Now, I joined. There's a group of athletes training for that. Then you train, and then afterwards they organize a competition. You come on, and then if you're among the top twos, you qualify to make a team, a district team, and then they refer you guys to decide to come and compete in the national championship. That was 2012. Then I trained with these guys. Eventually I came, I made a team. I was like, wow.
In the long jump or
long jump?
Long jump.
The long jump,
Long
but
jump.
the long jump. But when I came, I ran 800. I ran 800. I won the 800, but they told me I don't have experience. They removed me from 800. They brought me in 400. You know, they removed me from 800 that I don't have I don't have endurance and I don't have experience. Because I won the ladies who the stars for 800 by that time. 12. I won them, but they were like, no, you don't have experience. They brought me to 400. But then Scovia's were there. Scovia was lit in 100, 200, 400.
That's icoroscopia.
Yeah. So, because we train with her, sometimes we stay together. Because actually we grew up together. From
2012, that was for Olympic year. The national trials were shifted to Makerere. I remember I won that the 100-meter national championship.
Yeah.
It's true.
I was confirmed with the federation.
So I came. We made the team. We came to.
So wait a minute. So did you run the 400 only here, or you ran it from there as well?
No, I didn't run 400. I just came and ran 400 from here. Yes, and it was my second 400-meter run, I think.
So how did you perform?
Now, when we came here, I went for long jump because I used to, like, you go jump, then you come run. Yes, long jump was first. I went and jump. I jumped 5.96. Without training, I just go, I jump. And then immediately, they called us for 400, and then I went for 400. I became number 4 in 400. That's the time when Deji identified me. They gave me a scholarship. Even they took me from there. I didn't go to Arua again. Direct to Ndeje.
Direct to Ndeje.
Yeah, direct to Ndeje. We stayed, like, just to study the environment. I stayed 3 weeks in Ndeje. And then from there, they transferred me back. They put me back in a bus because I don't know anything concerning me. If you bring me, even if you put me here in the middle of town right now, at that time, I don't know where I am. I will stay there. I'll be stuck. I'll even cry.
Start crying.
Yeah, because that village is still there. I don't know anything.
Categorism.
Yeah. So when I went back, I talked to my mom about it. I told them I'm coming to Ndeje. Mom was like, how will you manage it? We have nothing. I said, everything God knows. God knows why I am going there, and you will never know.
He will take care of you.
Yeah. That's the time now, eventually, I started living Netibo. I left Netibo. When I reached Ndeje, I started now long jump. Actually, it started by Coach Longros Benjamin. He saw me, was like, this girl is not good only at long jump. I think we have to try her in 400. So by then it was 2013 East Africa University Games. Yeah, it was in Dar es Salaam, something like that. I've just joined campus. It's rare because people believe if you are an athlete, if you just join a campus and you can't make a team,
fresher.
You know, you're a fresher. So eventually I made the team. That very time I made the team. When we reached Dar es Salaam, I won. I can remember, by then Alima was there. Alima was running 8 and 4. Guys were like, this girl is tough in 400 meters. She's going to win it. That's the time when I won Alima. Can remember. I won the 400.
The world champion in 800 meters. Alima Nakai, that's the one they're referring to. She was the 400.
Yeah, she was running 400. That's the time when I won Halima. My first run. Then there, I started now. And then when I bounced into those of Kevin, they identified, and then they were like, no, you can no more run. Or you can no more do jumping. I can remember, even if it is not in records, but I jumped 6.00 in long jump without training, without anything, because I was just going there to jump. So I left long jump with 600. That's when I left.
So
long
did you
jump.
jump at the university games
No,
in Dar es Salaam?
no, it was
so
here.
It was just the
Yeah,
400.
yeah.
So
No, in university games, I did 200, I did 400, and then long jump. 200, I got a red card. I can remember. In finals, they red carded me. I didn't. I didn't run it. It was a story.
Terrorism was
Yeah.
still there.
you are too
400.
anxious to win the rest.
Yeah, but 400 and the long jump, I won them. Yeah. Then there, those of Kevin, they picked me up from 214. That's the time when I made my first appearance, Commonwealth, because they removed me out of long jump. They said, we don't know any. For them, they said, we don't know anything about long jump. We cannot coach you a long jump. At least we can try 400. But by the time when I joined them, because I had a PB of 58, I can remember. And then that's the time when they started taking me up with everything, yeah. They have been there to me in terms of sickness, health, financially, and so on. They really worked hard for me. I really want to appreciate that. And then up to today, they're there with me. So those achievements you see there, I really want to appreciate them a lot, though I'm still in it, but they are really always there to me. Anything slight, they're always conscious about it towards me. Even if what they're there to sacrifice themselves to me. Always, I really always appreciate them, and I always, if I'm with them, I always feel. Sometimes we have our own issues, but they
Like
are real
all human beings.
Yeah, they are real there. They are like parents. Right now, they are like parents to me. I take them like parents because they call me their daughter, and so I really appreciate that. And then eventually, I also came. I found another lovely coach that is also Okello Paul. He's also there supporting me and so on. And then my mentor is also there, and other people, other friends.
And
then
the fans.
And the fans.
Can you stop mentioning yourself as the fan?
And
We
then
know you're there.
that is the time when I started running fast and breaking the national records, because they really believe, they always tell me, you can do it. This national record is you are so close, you are within it. I don't eventually see those motivations, they make someone, you become, you work hard, because I really work hard to always achieve whatever I'm going through, and I really appreciate it. But of course, always coaches are there to guide you, to direct you to do this and so on. And then friends, family comes in and so on. And then that's the reason why it was, in Uganda, people believe, I have to say this, in Uganda, people believe that sprinters, they cannot go far. That is there. I have to say it.
The mentality.
They believe everything is from, I'm sorry to say 800. It, but from 800 and above. I know I can be, if I'm to change a race, I can swift to 800, but it's not like just the way people are expecting. You have to swift. No. They need mentor.
Should be a personal choice.
Yeah, personal choice, and that part of mentoring should also be there. So that's
to prepare you.
To prepare so that you swift,
But also maybe to interrupt, actually, I think it's a very wrong mentality, because if you look at our history in the Olympics, the two medals we have in the Olympics are from sprints, which is Kamoga in 400 meters and the late John Akibwa, who was also a national record holder at that time in the hurdles. He was the very first person, to
run the hurdles below
48, So definitely, if you look at Ugandan history, throws and jumps and sprints were the leading one. Because when you look at the late Justin Arop, he had a 70. His national record still stands up to now. The person we had who could have beaten that was Patrick Kibwota. And actually, when you look at Patrick Kibwota beat Julius Yego in the competition in Africa. I think it was Africa Junior. But of course, Yego was given support, and he was taken to Finland and all that. He became a world champion.
I really salute our local coaches here. I salute Kevin and Sue. Thank you very much for the work you do with the athletes, because I see that many times the coaches go out of their way. They do so much. They do things to athletes not because they are paid to do anything, but because of the love they have for the sport. And this is something that government, the Ministry of Education and Sports, really needs to look into. If we have national coaches being paid salaries in other sports disciplines, why not have our national coaches also receive something?
The golden sport that has brought the
which
most
is the
glory.
golden sport. Why do we not have our national players, our national team, also on
The payroll.
as the way the other some sports disciplines, especially football, have.
Exactly. Like for example,
here they want us to first win
leave alone winning
titles and things like that. But
if you look at the earnings, if I just interrupt,
Yeah.
if you look at earnings, so if Cranes goes to the Africa Cup of Nations, if they make it past the first round, that is money. If they make it to the next round. Now, honestly speaking, yes, I am not an African champion or anything, but I have represented my country. I have reached finals, okay, at the World Islamic Games. I was in the finals. We've gone to Universiade, we've gone for Commonwealth Games, we've gone to All Africa, we've gone to Africa. And all these events, we have not stopped in the first round. We've either gone to the semis or to the finals.
You have the heats, you go to the next,
Exactly.
and the next until you go to the
So
final.
the payment structure should be for all, not only football, that, when you make it out of the group stages. No, it needs to be for all, and also depending. Because an Africa champion is not on the same level as the Commonwealth Games, is not on the same level as the World Championships or the World University Games or the Commonwealth or the Olympic Games. So there needs to be there was a talk about it, but just talk is what we do. We need to walk the talk. We need to call on the private sport. Yes, because I have officiated the bank games many times.
Interbank.
I have officiated the corporate games. If you see the money they pour in those games, yeah, with all due respect, yes, it's their event, they're having the fun. Yeah, if they could even give a quarter
of
that money. Now, Shida, with all the troubles she's been going through, if she had a sponsor, so for example, you have Uganda Airlines. If Uganda Airlines comes on board to sponsor her, so anytime she has a race in Europe, she knows she's covered by Uganda Airlines. You understand? So we have so many corporate companies, banks. We could have one of the banks sponsor her. She becomes their brand.
The brand ambassador. But moving forward, Shida.
Yeah.
You are off to the Olympics in a few days' time. What expectations should we have?
To me, I need to. Right now, I'm looking forward into the Olympics issue, so I need to forget about the challenges I've been going through, so long as the training is moving on. Despite the stadium is still closed, but where I can, at the moment, get a place where to train, it's fine to prepare myself. But my expectation in Olympics is to run fast, because I need to reduce the seasonal best I have right now is 51.82. So if I can lower that time to if I can lower that time more than the national record I have, it will be a great achievement to me. And to advance in semifinals, it's a great achievement to me. So that is what I am looking forward to.
And definitely that also means if she breaks her national record, if she runs 51.35, that secures her an automatic place for the World Championship in Oregon next year.
Excellent, yes. Well, I think the sky will be the limit. I want to believe. I told her before. I once. I don't know whether it was a dream or an imagination, but one of the two.
Oh, dream.
But I saw her run in the dream, neck to neck with Sanya Richards-Ross, and her time was 49 something.
Okay.
So every time I see Shida run, I see a 49 somewhere. It's just taking.
Was it your judges who predicted that?
No. I believe she can do the 49. Because I see it in her. Can I take it that part of the challenges you might have faced is because, okay, every time I watch you run, I see you running against the clock. And I don't see you running against, okay, not that you run alone. There are opponents, there are other athletes you're running against, but I don't see anyone giving you a commendable chase that you fight to reach the line. Could that be a challenge?
And I can say no. It's not a real challenge to me. Because at home here, if I run with my fellow athletes from home here, I'm always faster than them in 400. I'm always leading, you know. But if I'm out there, but for the times I'm out there, I compete with faster ladies who are real faster than me. And so I still think I need a lot to work so that to also be like them, you know, to start competing at that level, like to clock those times, like your dream, 49.
No,
For
yes,
me
it
to
will
achieve the 49, there's something I think I need to do to achieve that.
I think it all starts in training. Running is not competition. I think what Shida lacks is a training partner who's at the same level with her.
Yeah.
Me, I don't believe in our sprinters should all go out to compete. No, I believe Uganda has the perfect weather in the world for sprints. Yeah, and maybe my appeal would be that we need to have our own facility where like we are not we don't get interference. Like I said in 2012, we had to run in Makere. Maybe you never know, I might have become an Olympian at that time. We had to run in Makere because the Nambole at that time was hired out to a pastor.
With time, if we can get our own home as athletics, and we know this is our home, this is our track, this is our, we train there, we can have our competitions there, we can do our...
Yes, and other than that, we also need elite training for our coaches.
Our viewers, we have come to the end of our show today. Thank you very much. We were hosting Shida Leni. But before we leave, I think it is only fair that everybody says...
The last remark?
I don't want to call them last remarks. Just say something as your final take. I will start with my colleague, my professional coach, who I want to categorically say is in the evening of her running career, but is in the morning of her coaching career.
Okay, I think thank you for the opportunity, and I think this is a great idea. This is a very fast athletics voice. Basically, the aim is we really want to bring out the story about Ugandan athletes. When you look at, if you go on Google searching for Ugandan athletes, most of the times you'll not find bibliographies or Shida's story. It's not documented. So basically, we just want to look at our athletes, even those who finished and they are retired. You know, we want to bring one by one, capture their stories, share their stories out there, and whereby in future when they're talking to their children and say, you know, I was a runner, I was this, they actually have the evidence, and they can also use that to inspire others. So we hope definitely that this can get bigger and better, and definitely we are calling on anyone who really wants to partner with us and sponsor us, make this bigger, like give our athletes a voice. We would really appreciate. But this has really been great hosting Shida, and honestly for Shida, I just have to say I'm very proud of you wherever you have reached. Even just making the Olympics is already a big achievement.
Thank you.
But definitely you're not going to stop in the heats, because when you come back, me I'll slap you blue, black, you know, Africans. We don't joke with that. But just no pressure. Go do your best, give it your best, and remember running has a lot of psychology. You might be physically very fit, but psychologically if you're not prepared, you're not going to make it. And the most important advice I can give you is, yes, everyone has PBs, and I got this from Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price actually in the Commonwealth when she came to talk to us. Everyone has PBs, right? She's the world champion, everything. But the moment you step on that line, you're all nobodies. It's a fresh slate. So yes, like you talked about how all the other girls had better PBs than you. Yeah, true, you did. But at one point, they also didn't have those PBs. At one point, Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price was a nobody, no one knew her. Until when in 2008 when she won that Olympic gold. So you just need to remember that champions are made. So yes, it's your first Olympics. Yes, there's some people who have been to the Olympics before, but it's your time. It's your time, so you take the mantle and shine the light. That Terego light, that Ugandan light, has to be shown.
Yes.
We need to have the first medal from Terego. You know, the Nile Republic across Karuma. When you come back, we shall welcome you with Nang Nang.
Thank you very much, Mildred. Yes, Shida.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to be here in Athletes Voice. Thank you, my mentor. I like calling you mentor because it means a lot to me. Thank you, Frances. I'm so happy to be here. To all the viewers outside there, I would like to say I have two things to give out to the young upcoming, both boys and girls, or men and women outside there who are viewing, who are going to watch at what I'm saying and so on. Always be focused on to what you're doing. Don't give up. Never give attention to people who are not going to motivate you, who are not positive into your career. Always ignore it. Be focused, determined into whatever you are doing. And to the upcoming athletes, both boys and girls, always be disciplined. Respect. Be focused on to whatever you are doing. Forget about the challenges you are facing. Because me personally, I also came from challenges and then I'm fighting them off. Always I hold it into myself that let's rise together. Why I'm saying that is forget about your challenges. Only focus, you'll never know where tomorrow is taking you. Stick into whatever you are doing. And then to our parents, never undermine your child. If a child has a talent, support that child before others support it. Give that child a heart, a mind that he or she can do it. Support that child even if you don't have, but you will never know tomorrow. That is the child that can change your life, can change the whole country life and so on. So always we have to support. What happens to me in my past should not happen.
Okay.
Whoever is watching this, if you're a parent, if you're a guardian, always support your children. Always support their talents. Even if not in sports alone, in whatever they are doing. It will make them to become a great person in life. And then, yeah, people have to come out from critics. Always critics are there. Ignore them. That is always what I have with me, and I believe
Take
in
it with a pinch of salt. They
Yes.
say. Sometimes the critics have something, but
Yeah,
take it with a
yeah,
pinch of
yeah,
salt. Listen and then
Yeah. So lastly, I would like to say that I know the young ones are going to view it. I learn a lot from our athletes, like the world champion Halima Nakai. She always I had 2 trips with her. She has always advised me a lot. I really learned a lot from her. There's Nanyondo Winnie. Also, I learned a lot from her. They always, even in this recent runs, they always send for me a message. Be focused. You will be in the team. Be like this. We're proud, and they always motivate. And then to the entire sports community, we need to support each other. We need to motivate each other. Even if today you don't make it, but tomorrow you will do it. So that heart, have it, encourage someone. To my fellow athletes outside there, we need not to give up. We know it's a COVID year, it's a pandemic, it's whole world. We should not give up in our dreams. Tomorrow we shall achieve, because I know very many athletes down, they were hoping for Africa Senior, and eventually they qualified and they are fit, they're prepared for it, but it was cancelled. It was not that they wanted to cancel it, but it was the pandemic. So I know others are frustrated, anxiety also came in, but all in all, we should ignore and be focused. Next year is there, we have very many things to do. Always protect yourself. COVID is real. Put on your mask, and we lead life, and we meet next year and continue. I love you all. Greetings to my fans and everyone. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shida. And she leaves us on the point where we say COVID is real. COVID is real. Mask up. We've been masked through the show.
Yeah.
Many times people want to take down their masks when they're talking, but the virus actually goes through, you get it as you mask, when you unmask. So we've kept our masks on throughout the show, and even outside of this studio, we will still be in our masks. Wear your masks, sanitize as much as possible. This pandemic has affected the whole world. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to also take a moment and remember our fallen comrades that have succumbed to the virus, especially in athletics, in the athletics world in Uganda. We remember very much Joel Otim, an Olympian who represented us in the 1992 Olympics. Rest in peace, Joel, wherever you are. May God grant you eternal rest. I know that Shida is, she's been told she's no longer one for hits.
Yeah.
You are for beyond the hits. So we hope for the best. Big ups to the Uganda Athletics Federation. Big ups to our coaches. Big ups to the government for the Olympic Committee, the Uganda Olympic Committee. Big ups to everybody who has put in a hand to ensure that Uganda is ably represented in the forthcoming Olympics. It's very good to see that there are many strides. Money has been released for the team, and I know the sky will be the limit. And I know athletics, being the golden sport in Uganda, will definitely bring home smiles on our faces by way of bringing medals. Thank you very much. Keep it here, UGathletix, TBAC,
Athletics
Athletics
Voice.
Voice.